Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest jovial entertainment review you will ever see.
Enjoy the show. The Greatest Showman, the directorial debut of Michael Gracie. We've got Hugh Jackman, Michelle Williams, Zac Efron,
Zendaya.
Keela Settle, the bearded lady.
Yes, she was great.
Wonderful singing voice. And what is the story of The Greatest Showman? It follows the life and times of P.T. Barnum.
P.T. Barnum.
The guy who invented the circus. And his trials and tribulations to unite unique people to create a family. And Chris.
An amazing show.
It was an amazing show, yes. What did you think of Greatest Showman, Chris?
I did really like it. It was a very entertaining film. Just the way it was put together as a musical was just quite fantastic, really. All the songs, where they came into the story, and the look of it in general, just the costumes and everything. It was really cool. Yeah,
it looked amazing, and it's quite nice to just get an original musical. I mean,
yeah.
I thought this show was based off of another musical called Barnum, which I'm a big fan of. And then there's Barnum.
What? No, Barnum's the worst.
Barnum is the worst musical ever. It's nice to get this just original cool musical, and as I was watching it, it did feel like I was watching like an adaptation of a stage show.
Right, yeah,
I would like to see a stage version of this show.
That would be really cool, yeah.
But yeah, the choreography is great in this, like especially with Zac Efron's scenes.
Oh, yeah,
He was just all over the place dancing, like, was constantly moving around. So they kind of did capture a lot of that. It wasn't fully on close-ups the whole time.
Yeah, and even the full, when they've got the full ensemble, like all the circus performers doing the dance as well. It's just great, just seeing the whole thing put together.
Yeah,
just
totally.
The dance numbers are fantastic.
With the music, a few songs were good, but it did feel a bit too modern-y, like pop music, you know? You like that?
I was going to say, I like that. I like the kind of, I guess, the juxtaposition, you'd say, of the set in the, when is it set? Like early 1900s?
Yeah.
I liked the contrast, personally.
And
but
musicals do that, like, Jesus Christ Superstar is about Jesus and Judas, and that's a rock opera, and it works, but I don't know, just watching it a movie with everyone in costume, it kind of was a bit, it pulled me out a few times.
Maybe because you're more of a musical buff than I am.
Yeah.
Like, I liked the mix of the modern music.
With the acting in this film, I had fun watching it because the actors are clearly having fun, having a good time. And Hugh Jackman, he's just born to be a performer, right?
He really, this is literally just the role, like, for him.
But he just was having a great time, singing and dancing, and just, like, it's nice to watch him do something he loves to do.
Yeah, he's just such a talent. Like, he can sing, like, really well, and he can dance, and he's just so charismatic. He's just great to watch. You just can't help but smile when he's on the screen, really.
Zac Efron and Zendaya's little plot line.
Yeah.
I don't know, just their moments together, especially a song, Rewrite the Stars, that was their big love song. That was like the emotional high point for me in the film. I just really like that moment.
Yeah, and Zac Efron, he's someone who just continues to like surprise me and amaze me with his performances. He's really good talent as well. He's a great actor.
The actress who plays the bearded lady, Keela Settle, she hasn't done much, but she has a brilliant voice.
Yeah, like, I'd never heard of her before this. And, oh man, she can sing.
Yeah, she's a bit of a scene stealer in her moments. There's Michelle Williams, who plays the wife of Barnum. In the stage show, she kind of has a different fate to the one in the movie.
Right.
The way she was acting, I kind of assumed it was building up to the same climax she gets in the show. And it didn't happen. I was like, well, what the I don't like how she played the role at all now. And there's a part where she totally almost kills herself. Her and Hugh Jackman are dancing and on the roof, and she just runs forward and grabs her hand. I was like, she was going to die if he wasn't there to grab her.
Well, I mean, it's all part of the, the song. It's not...
Usually I accept it, but I was like, well, she almost died.
These musical numbers, they don't really happen in real life.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing. These musicals always take place in a world where people just burst into song randomly. You know?
Yeah.
So I should just accept it.
Maybe because I haven't seen this Barnum show you talk about, but I really liked her performance in this. Okay. Like she was really endearing. I thought she was really sweet. I cared for her, but I mean, I guess we just differ in that respect.
We can have different opinions and not hate each other, Star Wars fans.
One other actress, Rebecca Ferguson, she's like an opera singer of sorts. Kind of just fine. Yeah. Like she wasn't anything too special. And then I found out afterwards that she doesn't even sing.
Totally, yeah.
She doesn't sing a song. Like, why didn't you just get someone who could sing the songs?
Exactly the same. It was a weird choice, that, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all the main characters all sing and act both parts, but she didn't.
Especially considering that's the only part that is required to sing. I know it's a musical, but she's the one that actually is required to sing in the movie. And then just cast someone that doesn't know how to sing, apparently. Yeah. So the beginning of the movie, we're kind of introduced to Barnum and his family, and then Barnum gets the idea to start the circus up, and we are introduced to a few characters. You kind of meet them, and then they all just become extras.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the actual show, they're all just sort of songs and dances, where Hugh Jackman's in the lead singing the songs, and all the people, like the tattooed man.
Yeah, they're just there in the
background. And I don't know, I would have liked maybe a montage of everyone getting a scene, you know?
Yeah,
like
that would have been cool.
Just a quick moment, like everyone gets their moment on stage, but it was like, it just sort of advertised the show as like, come watch people dance, and they look a bit strange, and that's the show, you know?
only the bearded lady gets any sort of like solo moment.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
And there was a moment later in the film where Barnum's feeling pretty low, and I can't remember the actor's name or the character, the little guy.
Yeah.
He comes in, and I was like, oh, cool, they're just getting one-on-one. And then everybody walks in. I was like, oh, they just literally can't have a moment without the whole cast there now. Oh. So I was a bit bummed about that, considering the movie's based around it. It was just sort of too focused on Barnum, I felt. And on the topic of Barnum...
Oh, okay, yes.
You might not know, but it's based on a real dude, and the real P.T. Barnum was an absolute piece of shit.
Whoa.
He was a racist, he was abusive to people, to animals, he did it all for profit, and this movie really glorifies him as a saint. And I know that's the magic of movies, you kind of forget about reality, but it's kind of funny to think years later, this horrible, horrible man, seriously, look into him. He's a piece of shit.
I don't want to.
Is getting glorified as this amazing dude that runs into fires, that inspires people.
Yeah.
There's a part in the film where they do the cliche thing of, oh, I'm famous now, gonna hang out with famous people. And I kind of wish that the movie went down from there. Like, he goes down the pit of despair and it gets really dark and twisted. For me, all the best musicals like Les Mis, Blood Brothers, Wicked have dark endings. I like that in musicals. So I feel like if Barnum started like doing these horrible things and doing it more for money, and by the end of the film he's kind of like an empty shell of a man,
right?
That would have made this a really interesting character piece, like a kind of Wolf of Wall Street style musical. Yeah. But they decided to go for the happy route, the happy kind of musical, and it works. It's fun.
It does, yeah,
those musicals are cool, but I think there was potential there. At the end of the day, I think I can just let it slide and it's its own thing.
I don't really have a problem with it being a happy-ish ending, but my biggest complaint of the film is that nothing bad happens.
Yeah.
Like, every time there is something that seems like a bad plot point within the next scene, really quickly, it's glossed over.
Absolutely,
don't worry about it,
yeah.
it's fine now. There's no consequences, really, and
Not
it's
at
just
all.
like, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, the look of the film, I found it quite, like, a bit of a mishmash all the way through, just like the backgrounds, and there's like some weird CG elements. Yeah, one of the other set things though was the dance number on the rooftop that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The background, the skyline and the sky itself looked like it was a painted backdrop, and I couldn't tell if that was intentional, like to make it look like it was part of like
Stage.
to bring you into a stage show type feeling, but or if it was just not quite well
cheap.
done. Yeah, but it looked to me like a painted backdrop, which I thought was cool because I thought it was on purpose.
Yeah, but
if it wasn't on purpose, then
I feel like it's the latter, because if it was the former, then why wasn't the whole film like that? You know,
yeah,
like,
I guess so.
like,
Yeah,
secretly it's a stage show.
yeah, I don't know.
Take a shot if you heard this before. In conclusion, I really liked this film. It was nice to watch an original musical, lots of characters, lots of fun. You know, I had fun watching it. There's a moment in the film, a subplot, there's a critic claiming it's terrible what he's doing, but he's like, hey, as long as people are having fun, they'll enjoy it. I feel like, yeah, if you go to this movie and have fun, screw what we're saying, you know, like, screw the little nitpicky parts.
Yeah.
You can just forget that he was a complete psycho that, like, ruined people's lives for money. Just enjoy Hugh Jackman having fun, having a good time on stage in the movie. Watch Zac Efron's Zendaya. It's good fun. So if you're keen for fun, go watch this movie if you like musicals. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10, I'd say.
Interesting. No, I tend to agree that it is a fun film. Like I enjoyed watching it. It's nice to look at, and the songs are great. But yeah, there were just nothing bad happened. I was waiting for something, just a bad moments and things to happen that put them in a bit of jeopardy. So that kind of brought it down for me. But in saying that, I did have fun watching it, and that's kind of a good thing, I guess. So I will actually also give this a 6 out of 10.
Nice.
Funnily enough.
No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else.
So yeah, guys, that was our review for The Greatest Showman, and our last review of the year.
It is.
Yep.
So thank you so much for joining us for all the other reviews we've done thus far.
Yeah, yep. We promise we're doing sketches next year. We're writing scripts. We're having
more
production
coming.
meetings.
So close.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And yeah, we'll probably do some more reviews next year if we feel like it. So share,
Definitely.
like, subscribe,
All of those things. Do them all.
do them all, and treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.